Hello, everyone. Welcome to my page. This is Create It with Robin. My name is Robin, and today we're going to be painting a fun design. Let's get started. Okay, you can see this is the fun design that we're going to be painting. And first of all, I want to clean the surface. So the surface has these etchings on it. They are engraved into the wood or scored into the wood, and I want to clean it up so it's so you don't see the overburn. And how I clean that is with a little chunk of a magic eraser and a little bit of water. We're going to activate the chemicals that are inside of the magic eraser and get our wood piece cleaned up. See, it takes off that char is what it's called when the wood is burned, and it's just going to take that off. And then I take a paper towel and wipe it away, and you can see there's still some on the paper towel even after the magic eraser has done its job. You can see the difference. So let's do the other side. Now let's work on the back. For that, I'm going to use the baby wipe method. And my gel stain, this is oak. Oak is the color. I'm going to take another misting spray bottle. It just helps the paint to glide on a little smoother. And there we have that. I'm going to go ahead and blow it dry. Now I'm going to put down a couple of coats of white. I'm using a silicone mat as my paint palette because it wipes up real easy. And my first coat I'm putting on with a sponge. I'm just going to dab it into the paint, tap it off a little bit, and I'm just going to come to this, and I'm going to go from this middle out towards the edge. I do have a piece of craft paper underneath to protect my table. You could always use a paintbrush for this too. And I don't care if paint gets into the grooves of the engraving or scored pieces, because we're just going to paint over that anyway. And you can still see through the white paint where those score marks are. So we're good to go. See, you can still see through it. That's the first coat. I'm going to dry this and we'll be right back. So we're back. I'm going to do the second coat, and for that I'm going to dip into the paint. I'm going to tap off, and for my second coat and probably a third coat, I'm going to dab the entire surface area. I love the texture that dabbing creates when you use the sponge, which is why I'm doing it this way. And it doesn't leave any paintbrush strokes. Now I'm going to switch to a flat-headed brush to do the red lines that are in it. But before I do my red, which I'm going to be using dark red by Anitas, I'm going to first do a coral color underneath. That's going to make that red pop, and you guys will see it this becomes a lot brighter when you put a coral color underneath your red. So before I do the other side, I'm going to clean out my brush because the paint starts to dry in the bristles and it starts clumping up. So I'm going to clean that out, and then I'm going to start on this other side. That's our coral layer all done. Now I'm going to go over the top of it with dark red by Anitas. So here I've painted the red on this side, and this is still the coral. So you can see it really does brighten up that red to put the coral underneath. This red is not very opaque. It's a little translucent, so it does help to have that other color underneath it that's going to make it pop. And I'll only need one coat of the red. I also wanted to let you know I switched to a small angle brush. It helps get into these really tight corners on these twists and turns, so it does help with that. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and be right back. now that the red is done, this is what we've got so far. I'm going to do the green, which is the sprinkles that they put on the little snack cakes. And I'm going to do medium Hauser green or Hauser medium green by DecoArt for the green sprinkles. They are a little bit darker than maybe a Kelly green or another Christmassy green, but that's what I thought it looked like when I looked it up. So that's what I'm going to do. Do y'all think that's a good color? I think that'll work. Oh, that's cute. All right, I'm going to continue on with the other side. All right, I got the whole thing. Sprinkles are painted. So now what I'm going to do is do some shading around the white areas with a really light gray. This is Gray Sky by DecoArt. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure this is completely dry before we do anything else. Let's see, I'm going to start on the driest side. That might be too light, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of that gray, and that's good. I think that's good. Now I'm going to take a lighter green. This is Hauser light green, and I'm going to give all of the green a little highlight. So I'm just going to dip my brush into some water and then get it paint. And this probably isn't going to show up very much, but we're going to do it anyway. Just to give it a little bit of interest, a little bit of a highlight, so those green sprinkles aren't they're a little more interesting instead of just a one solid color. And I'm just doing like little C's on the edge of the green. Let's see if I can find one that's right here. All right, I think I got them all. Those look good. Now I want to use some black. And I'm just going to be giving it some lines. And I like testing it out on my paper first to see if I have my Ratio, good. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of water. There we go. A little tiny bit of water to help the paint move. I like that. Okay. First of all, I want to go around I could also use a marker, but I am not a huge fan of acrylic markers, so I prefer to do it by brush. I do think the markers have their own place. Like certain things, I do use a marker. I'm putting these lines back in for the bow to give it that definition back, to separate the bow layers and all the creases and things. Just a little bit in there. Now I think I need to add some sprinkles on it because it still looks bare. That may be what's bugging me. I'm going to add some of those sprinkles in. So I'm going to do black around the edge and then come back in with some white and give it a little bit of a highlight. Okay, now we're going to splatter the whole thing, which is why I got out a little more white than what we needed just to do that little bit. I'm going to use a stencil brush. I'm going to dip it in water. Dip it in water. Squeegee out as much as I can. I want the bristles damp but not dripping. Now I'm going to take that and swirl into the white paint. And I'm working that paint up into the bristles. Tap it out. Now right here on my paper where I did those black lines, I'm going to test my dots. They look good. And paint's not running down my finger, so that's a good sign. I'm going to come over here and sprinkle it on my project. Now it's starting to get dry. So I just flip it over to the other side. And I think this looks good. So I'm going to stick that in the water. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed that little paint tutorial, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you would like to see more, I will be working on some other designs. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on the next one.